Just out walking with Seb. I thought I'd talk about my absolute top 3 upgrades for your bike that aren't going to break the bank. So number 1, most certainly number 1 is sticky rubber up the front. Seb, come here. Sticky rubber up the front. So I see a lot of people out on the trails just running a dual compound maxis tyre up the front. Got the DHF, of course. Maybe you just got not educated on the subject yet, or don't know any better, or just that's what the bike came with, whatever it is. The dual compounds are an excellent rear tyre to me. Seb, come here. Righto. You should always train your trail dog to be street smart and know the road rules. Don't cross unless you're invited to cross the road. Anyway, I'll do a video on training your trail dog one day as well, which is pretty exciting. I'm just hashing out the bits and pieces for that, but yeah, I'll put that in soon. Drop that soon. Anyway, back to it. Rubber. Grippy rubber up the front is, first of all, it's safety. It's most certainly a safety move. You want the most grip up the front you can get, just so you're more confident in your ride and you can have more fun and minimize your chances of going down unexpectedly up the front, especially on loose terrain or rough terrain. So my preference is a Maxis DHF Max Grip. I love the Max Grip compound. Max Terra compound's good as well up front. But if you're just running a dual compound, even if you're not, whether it's your Schwalbes, your Continentals, WTBs are making good tyres at the moment. Whatever it is, up front needs to be the grippier or the grippiest version. Doesn't have to be a thicker sidewall or anything like that. It's just got to be the grippy compound. So the 3C, I did a video on the different Maxis compounds not long ago. 3C is going to make your ride much more confident, much more fun. The front tyre is going to be a little bit more supple if you're coming from a dual compound, so a little bit more friendly on the hands through those chatter bumps. But that's number 1 to me. Number 1 upgrade, sticky rubber at the front. Number 2, a little bit controversial, short cranks. So to me, it's not controversial at all. I've ridden short, medium, long. I've ridden 165s, 170s, 175s on all sorts of different bikes. And to me, if you're a descender and you're 175 centimeters or shorter, chuck some 165s on your bike. You will not regret it. This doesn't matter unless your bike is primarily your commuter. Then I'd say stick to 170s or something like that. But if your bike is a trail bike and you love to descend and you love to sprint and you love to be nimble and whatnot, don't bother with anything but a 165. Trust me on this, it does feel excellent. You're not going to lose bugger all on the climbs. I'll climb all day on my 165s and it does not bother me at all. I go to a 170, I don't get any climbing benefits. I go to a 175, I don't get any climbing benefits. I get the better leverage, but I have to move through a larger range of motion and take my muscles into, take my legs into an angle where they're less powerful anyway to use that leverage. So the leverage game only works better if you're taller, to me. Again, like I said, controversial. You can question me on that, whatever, it doesn't matter. 165s, proof's in the pudding. Try it, see how you go. And number 3, fork. Upgrade your fork. So you don't have to buy a new fork, but if you've got a Pike or a Lyric or a Fox 34 or a Fox 36 or anything like that, check your compatibility. My old Lyric, the Luft Cap upgrade that I put in there, which is a larger negative air spring, when I did that, that was just a killer fork. The performance was absolutely sublime out of that fork. It went from being a good fork to an excellent fork, and there's absolutely no exaggeration there. They were absolutely phenomenal. In the interim, when I had that upgrade, I got them serviced. What do we got here? Got some Salisbury rat bags. Oh no, thought he was coming on the trails. When I upgraded that, it made the fork so much better. Now, after I'd done that, I got them serviced, and when they got serviced, they put a heap of grease into that negative spring, and the forks went from feeling excellent to feeling average again. And I thought, what's going on here? They've just been serviced. I don't know what's going on. So I pulled the whole fork apart. I went bit by bit by bit. I did the damper, redid the damper. I did everything trying to get these forks to feel better again. And then I realized that I pulled the spring apart and I realized there was a heap of grease in there. And that was the last thing I did. I'd done everything else and put them back together and nothing changed. I put them apart again, did that. And all of a sudden they were a wicked fork again. So that is what led me to learn about this. The bigger negative air spring does make a huge difference. So luft cap, you got debonair, you've got the NA2 on the, so you got debonair for the RockShox stuff, which is an upgrade that will go in most of your RockShox forks, your newer RockShox forks, if they don't know where to come with it. The NA2, which is the newer Fox spring, the larger negative air spring, the Evol they call it, is killer as well. To me, the luft cap shines above everything, so it's a little better than the Fox Debonair, the RockShox Debonair. It will probably improve my fork as well. If I was to get a luft cap for my 36s, I think it'd improve it again, but I'm really not looking for any more improvement. I love those forks. My 36s are mint. So if you've got a fork that is okay but not tremendous, luft cap, or at least debonair or NA2 if you can get it on your Fox fork. So look into that for sure. They're my 3 hot tips. So suss them out. You've got short cranks, you've got sticky rubber at the front, and you've got fork upgrades. On top of that, play with your suspension, play with your fork suspension. Mess around with tokens in the rear or bands, whichever, whatever your shop takes. Play around with it, experiment. You don't know until you've felt it. You don't know what a change will do until you've felt it. So don't be scared to go, oh no, but I'm not sure if it's going to make it worse, and then I don't know how to get back. Write all your settings down, make sure you know exactly where you are, and then start fiddling, because it will make the world of difference, whether it's positive or negative. But messing around with the configuration of your air spring will make the absolute world of difference. And play with your compression and rebound a little bit. Learn what it does. I'll do a video soon about suspension too. I'm still kind of hashing that out in my head. How to put it into layman's terms and not make it too drawn out and long. And I still want it to be engaging. So we'll get to that eventually too. But for now, those things ain't going to break your bank. The luft cap here in Australia is 110 bucks. If you do it yourself, you don't have to pay for service fees or whatever. Otherwise, send it away to your service centre, ask them to do it, get it done. Debonair's 70 bucks plus service. Evol's 85 or something plus service. So make it happen. Sticky rubber will cost you 90 bucks, 100 bucks, something like that, max at the front. And your short cranks are 200 bucks, 250 bucks. Don't worry about carbon cranks unless you really got the dough to spend. I wouldn't stress about carbon cranks. I've always run alloy cranks and they're killer. I can smash them against anything and not worry. So cheap upgrades, get it done and enjoy your ride.